Well, it's Friday afternoon and I'm not at school. I'm beginning to like this Friday afternoon off. So where else should I come? I've come down to Palmanova. I'm going to have a walk along the front here, and I've already noticed some nice yachts out there on the sea. So we may take a little closer look at them. As you may have noticed, I'm on my own again. Anita's still in England, and the reason she went to England is because our youngest daughter was expecting a baby. Well, I can now announce the young one's now arrived. Savannah arrived just a couple of days ago, and so we now have our 7th grandchild. Both Anita and I are really over the moon, really excited, and so lucky that she could actually be there to help out looking after Luna, the other granddaughter. So we now have 7 grandchildren. I find that really difficult to believe. Just look across the road, there's the Fergus Hotel. And just coming up to one of the bars on this side by the beach. And very popular, really good place to be. But it was actually front page in the newspapers just a few days ago. Can Blanc Beach Bar, because Joan Collins was here having a drink. So Joan Collins had been here earlier on in the year into Mallorca, but just a few weeks ago she came back, and obviously really loves the island, and so she came down and she was in Palmanova having a drink at the Can Blanc. You never know who you're going to bump into. Oh, I just see there's Elvis across the road. He's dropped in. And it's one of my favourite places to go for a drink, Beehive, back on Mena. Have to call in there later. So a big milestone for us as parents and grandparents. I'll be going over just over a week's time to meet the new granddaughter, and be there with Anita for about a week, and then we'll be back in Mallorca. Earlier on in the summer there was a lot of building work here in Palmanova. It's quite unusual to have building work going on in the summertime. It's usually not allowed. And that's what they built, the Acme supermarket. It used to be a restaurant, now it's a supermarket. Right on the front, right opposite the beach. The beach is a little bit quieter today. Temperature's gone down. As I left home, it was 23 degrees, which is really pleasant, and it actually feels a bit more than 23 degrees now. I'm walking here along the promenade. And someone was asking, do I need to bring a jumper? I think you do, really. For the evening times it gets a bit cool, and certainly if you want to sit out on the terrace having a drink, a jumper might be a good idea. Certainly in the day you don't need the jumper. It's shorts and t-shirt weather. The yacht I filmed earlier on is huge. It's really in the distance from here, so it looks tiny on the video, but it is a really big yacht. Some people going by on jet skis and all sorts of things. There's just a look at what's the first beach for me today. Not terribly busy, but quite a few people out and in the sea. You know where I'm going next? I'm going up the steps. So I'll just turn the video off while I climb the steps and listen to Anita in the back of. No stumbling. I'm at the top of the steps and looking down on the beach. I'm just going to carry on walking around the headland here. Some more interesting numbers. I'm a little bit of a number file. I do like my numbers. A few weeks ago we passed 4,000 subscribers on YouTube, and that's really quite momentous for us. Quite amazing that we've got so many people who are subscribed to the channel, and it just gives us that uplift. So a really big thank you, big shout out to all of you who have subscribed. Thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed, then don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, and you get a notification. And it was brought home to me a little bit this week. I was in my lodge and I met a friend, Lee, who I hadn't actually seen for about 2 years, and he says, "I'll see you all the time." I said, "Well, see me all the time?" He watches the YouTube videos in England. He's moved back to live in England and continues to watch the YouTube videos over there, and so he's in touch with what's going on over here. So that also made me feel really good. I've helped him and his wife keep in contact with Mallorca and know what's going on. The other even more amazing figure that came up on YouTube this week was that the YouTube channel, our YouTube channel, has now achieved 100,000 hours. People have been actually watching the videos for 100,000 hours. That's a lot of watching videos, and again, it's something else that reassures us that we're doing something that people want to watch. So thanks again to all of you who've put in a few minutes here and a few minutes there. It's quite amazing how much it mounts up, and 100,000 hours. It's actually incredible. So thanks again to all the subscribers and all the viewers. It's really good. I'm just coming around the headland to the second beach in the middle. Again, there's a few people in the sea. The temperature of the water will be much the same. The water temperature doesn't change a great deal, at least not very quickly it doesn't. So even if the air temperature is a little bit lower, and it's still quite pleasant. It's a bit cloudy today, and there is a possibility of a few spots of rain over the weekend. Hopefully they'll happen in the evening time. Manage them without too much of a hassle. So yes, I am going back to England just over a week's time, and all the rules have changed and are changing, and now I've got a little bit of confusion because I'm going back on the 23rd, and I think the rules are now changing on the 24th. So it looks as though I'm going to have to book a PCR test for when I go back. I'm not going to be able to get the cheaper lateral flow antigen test, but I won't have to get a pre-departure test, so that's been put away. This is for people who have been double vaccinated. So both Anita and I have been double vaccinated, and that means we don't have to have pre-departure tests, and we only need a day 2 test when we get there. If you're not double vaccinated, or your second vaccination was in the last 14 days, then the rules are a little bit different. But because the rules are changing so quickly, you do need to check the government websites to make sure you've got the most up-to-date information. And you'll get that actually when you fill in your passenger locator form. You can't travel to Spain or to England without filling in the passenger locator form, so you've got to do that. And part of that form is asking you about vaccinations and also the fact that you've booked your test for day 2 or day 2 and day 8, or whatever test you actually need to have. So sometime this weekend I'll book my PCR test. The first 2 that we did with Randox, and that worked fine, except we had to go to weird and wonderful places to drop them off. We had to find a drop box to drop them off, and there was a facility to post them, but it didn't seem to be very straightforward. The drop box seemed to be more straightforward. We found them, and luckily we had access to a vehicle, so we could do that. If we hadn't got access to a vehicle, it would have been a lot more complicated. Anyway, Anita went back a few weeks ago for the birth of our grandchild, and she did something a little bit different. She used a company called Eurofins, and they'd set up in the Asda car park within walking distance from where my daughter lives. And so she just walked around there and she did the test on site. It was a supervised test, so PCR test. It was actually a little bit cheaper. I think she only paid £38 instead of 40 something pounds for the single PCR test. But come the end of the month, those people who are coming out here for half term, it looks as though you may be able to choose the option of getting a lateral flow test rather than the PCR test. The argument apparently for not changing it, from what I heard on the news today, is that they were not sure they'd got enough lateral flow tests to go around. It's a little bit strange to me, they're giving them away in the street. We were walking through Palmanova, and there were people in the street just giving away lateral boxes of 7 lateral flow tests. So we did bring a box back with us, but you can't use those to travel. You have to pay for it. It might be a little bit less. You've still got to pay for it. It's another one of the beach bars we quite frequently frequent, particularly in the winter time. It used to be open always in the winter time. We'd bring the children, the grandchildren, to play in the park, and we'd sit outside, have a coffee or a beer. And it's right next to the beach. There's a few children in the park already today. The temperature's a bit more park weather. When it gets really hot, parks are not very much fun, they're just too hot. Just the other day we had a holiday on the 12th. Tuesday the 12th I was on holiday, so I went down to Palma and had a walk along the Paseo Maritimo. And one of the reasons for doing that was because I'd noticed the vans were all out the day before, and it was because they'd been filming The Crown. So Netflix come over here and they make lots of films and series here, and the latest Crown is being filmed at the moment. So on Monday actually, they were filming in Palma, and then on Tuesday they moved up to Puerto de Soller, the port, and in Soller they were captured on film, captured on photographs in the newspapers again, and then moved on from there to Sacalobra, and there's a wonderful winding road that goes down to the beach there. Some more video in there, and apparently they're going to different parts of the island, and Majorca is playing the part of Mallorca, it's playing the part of Greece, and from what I've read this morning, playing the part of Italy as well. So Majorca, it'll still be Majorca, but when you see it in The Crown, they'll be telling you that it's Greece, or they'll be telling you that it's Italy, or somewhere else, I guess, within the Mediterranean. So we've been watching The Crown, we enjoyed watching it, so we look forward to seeing that. And we always look forward to seeing Mallorca in different films and videos. It quite often appears in films and videos, and has done for many years, but it just seems to have taken off in the last few years. and there's a company here called Palmer Pictures, and it started off very small. I remember going to Palmer Pictures many years ago. Our children used to do some modelling, and even I've done some. You won't believe it, but or actually appearing in commercials, video commercials. And so it started off in a small apartment virtually in Palmer, and now they have a big set of studios which are in a polygono, an industrial estate just on the outskirts of Palmer in Mallorca. But Palmer Pictures has certainly grown, and they're not the only company that are involved with videos on the island, and the local government is obviously wanting to get its penny's worth, and so they're involved too, and it's actively promoted these companies to make films here on the island, so it's being promoted as a natural backdrop for videos, films and series. And when you look at the island, it's so pretty, so beautiful, and in most parts it's unspoilt. You might not believe that when you come down to Palmanova or Santa Ponsa, but you go into the middle of the island and you look around the villages, and some of them are largely unspoilt. The mountains remain beautiful, and I can understand why. One of the other main reasons, of course, is the light, particularly for photography. So it's always been a place where photographers have come to do photo shoots for magazines and catalogues, and our children have been very much involved with that. I seem to remember going into Matalan in England and seeing a huge board with our youngest daughter on it. And my experience was I made a Kodak film advert, so a television advert which appeared in Scandinavia featured me advertising films for Kodak cameras. So that really tells you how long ago it is. This is pre-digital age, and I was advertising a 35mm film. Interestingly, a former student contacted me and asked me if I'd given up my day job as a teacher and turned to acting. There wasn't a lot of acting involved. It was all very simple. My son actually appeared in the same video, so it's a bit of a family affair. But it also lets you know just what is actually involved when they make these films and videos. It's really, really labour intensive. I'm just getting past the Santa Lucia, and one of the people I usually mention as I walk past the Santa Lucia is Shauna. Because her holiday unfortunately got cancelled this year, but they booked again. So Claire and Shauna are due to come out next summer, and hopefully we'll get to meet them. But Santa Lucia is looking very busy today. Lots of people sitting around the pool, and this is the beach that's just in front. So on a couple of occasions I have actually appeared in adverts. I did appear in another one which was for the post office, the Spanish post office, Correos, and then featured in a couple of others as well. And usually I'd be just an extra, just somebody who stands by the side and just makes up the crowd. But the Kodak one, I was actually front and centre. And it used to be quite well paid, and it still is very well paid. And I gave that up a long time ago. I've got a friend who does it, Adolfo. He does occasionally, goes to film for Hollywood, he refers to it, and maybe spend a day with them, just being a part of an advert or a TV programme. past one of the barbecue restaurants, and we're now on the San Matias beach and just coming up to the San Matias Hotel, San Matias Beach Hotel. It's a bit cloudy today, but for me, someone who's actually just going out for a walk, it's perfect. And there's obviously quite a few other people who've got the same thing in mind. It's a nice promenade to walk along. It's fairly flat. I had it in two minds to go to Santa Ponsa, but when we go to Santa Ponsa, we usually walk from the beach up to the square. And that's quite a drag to get up there, especially when it's warm. So we will be back, but might have to wait until the temperature's cooled down. And when I get back from England, so next weekend I'll be travelling. So look forward to seeing some videos from different parts of England. This is the San Matias Beach Hotel. Again, lots of people sitting outside by the pool. And I've got the 360 camera on. That caused a bit of a stir on the Paseo video, because I did mention it on there. And I think a few people have actually gone over to start to have a look at the 360 videos. And that was particularly because as I was walking past, walking actually through the Torrente, the river, the dry river, a cyclist went past me, at least tried to go past me at a fair lick of knots, and he must have hit a slippy patch, and the bicycle went in one direction, he went in the other direction. Fortunately, he or the bike were unharmed, and he got up very quickly. I think he hurt his pride more than anything else. It's just worth noting, if you're walking through the water on those slipways, the algae that builds up can make it quite slippy. So one of the children's parks here. It's getting near to the end of the beach here. Last week I did actually walk around Palmanova, so I came down as far as this part. And then went up into Palmanova. And walked all the way around there. Saw one of my former pupils, Robert Clark. Take a little walk around here. He sent me a message and said, can you just go have a look at a restaurant that's just off that road? So that's one of the places I've come to have a look at today. Unfortunately, it's not open today. Maybe I need to come back a little bit later, but it's the San Lorenzo. And Camilla wanted me to come by to see her sister Patricia, so I'll have to do it on another occasion, I'm afraid, and we'll come and have a look and maybe have a bite to eat here. The tables and chairs are still out, so they're not closed up, they're just closed at the moment, and I guess they'll be opening a little bit later, maybe this evening. I'm going to start heading back now. Not sure how many steps I've done. I'm not sure whether I've done enough steps. I've been to work this morning, so that must count for something. COVID test centre in front there. Those people who need them to travel. If you've been double jabbed, you shouldn't need. But I guess there'll still be some, particularly children, who will need to have tests before they can travel. And children do make it a bit more complicated as well, because it depends on their age. And again, some will be vaccinated and some are not. So certainly the children that go to my school, many of them have been vaccinated and have therefore been double jabbed. Having said that, my grandchildren have not been double jabbed. So, yeah, a little bit different. So all the restaurants, just 3 o'clock now, so a little bit late for lunchtime, but well, lunchtime for some. We quite often go on, our lunches quite often go on for quite late. I've just realised I've not been to Pappy's. Jim will be scolding me. However, I'm going to walk back this way. Past the back of Sicily's Viceroy, which never did open. It's still here, and hopefully will open next year. Sure whether I mentioned that it is actually the 15th of October, just so you can put things into perspective. I will put it up on the title of the video. People often ask what's the weather like at a particular time of year, and I think just watching a video at a particular time of the year may give you a good idea to see what people are wearing and see whether people are in the sea or not. You can tell just how warm it is.
Anywhere in Spain, in restaurants anymore, because of the COVID.
And here we are now at the Mateo Beach Hotel. So they've got some deliveries. Ooh, and the burger bar outside smells good. Almeca across the road. Not open. So just from what you've seen, I think, from the video today, is that Palmanova, middle of October, is still pretty busy. It's a weekday, not a weekend. So normally when I come down here it is busier because it's a weekend and you've got locals who are not working, people from Palma coming down to Palmanova for a day on the beach. So even without them, it's still reasonably active and busy. The shops are open, and this will go on at least, I would think, to the end of the month, and then we'll start to see some of the hotels here in Palmanova closing. Some will stay open, so you can still come on holiday to Palmanova, but it will get a little bit quieter after half term. So we come back 1st of November is a public holiday, so we have our half term, and then the first day back at school is actually a holiday, so get another day off. You might think this looks terrible, they've just dumped all their cardboard here, but that's how they do it around here. Put the cardboard there, and a little bit later on the rubbish collectors will come and collect it all. There's the three brothers looking pretty busy, lots of tables occupied there. The Orion bar nearly as busy. Both bars that I've frequented in the past with Paul and Angela, my uncle and aunt. Sadly Paul's no longer with us, so miss him dearly. And the shops here which Anita likes to have a look at. I tend to keep my distance. Peek through there to look at the promenade. Carry on the back road though. It's a really nice walk here, so we've got the different things going on there. Something not really noticed before, but the blind there for Lady Di's has actually been lifted up. I don't know if that means anything. Can't imagine that they're opening now, it's too close to the end of the season. It has sadly been closed for quite a while now, but my guess is they will open up next summer. The hope is that next summer is going to start earlier on the island, so I'm going to try and make it Easter, or if not before Easter. And at the moment they're promoting the island for sports holidays, so trying to get people to come here to practice whatever sport it is. The popular ones of course are golf and cycling, and we've certainly seen a lot of cyclists on the island. And you get onto some of these winding lanes and it's full of cyclists. You can be delayed somewhat. Tintin there is closed, but Gelatius next door is open. Barbuda on the other side is open. And we're coming up to Taylor's Bar, that's been open all the way through. Lots of people have asked me about Monroe's, and just cross over. Monroe's has shown no signs of opening. Somebody asked me, has it closed down permanently? Again, there's no real indication of what's going on here. It's just closed. So you still could go to Taylor's across the road, or one of the many other establishments. Customize your t-shirts. That's what I used to do in my businesses in the past. Mentioned Hollywood before. Here's Hollywood Pizza and Kebabs. Calablanca with its multicoloured driveway. Indian restaurant here closed. Bertarelli's properties, that's new to the area. Fish bar, you can dangle your feet in the water and let the fish nibble at them. Not my idea of fun at all. Coming to the end of the road here. It's all pretty normal. All pretty normal, all full of life, just as you'd expect it to be on Friday afternoon. Castaways across the way there, that's opened. Banana Joe's never did open. Not really surprised. Many of the places like that didn't have the clients that they need. Let's head back this way. We're advertising football on there. We've just had a bit of a break for international matches, and so hello.
Steve on YouTube.
Exactly. Here in Palmanova we met. Sorry, I don't know any of your names.
Carol and Eddie.
Thank you very much, and you're watching the videos. It's great. It just gives me a good buzz as well, just to see people and meet you, and just thanks for watching.
Yeah,
thanks
wonderful.
He watches you all the time.
We all do.
Don't tell Anita.
You've brought back some really good memories, because I was telling.
Are you from Birmingham?
Yes.
How did I
You're
guess?
So Trent, we came here 53 years ago in the
Wow.
Canaima.
Yeah.
And there was only 3-4 hotels
Yeah.
here completely.
And it's so, to see everything different.
Well, the Canaima we came to, and now it's apartments.
Well, we're in
That's how it's
Santa
changed.
Lucia.
Yeah, that's
Wonderful.
where my family quite often stay.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
36 years we've lived here.
I know, I've just kept I said.
Yeah, but you still got a long way to catch us up after 50.
We have, yeah.
And all the markets and that you go to.
The markets are lovely. We haven't been to any recently, but
You know what I like? She was on about the tapas.
Yes, I was just talking about you
you
again. I said, wherever Steve and Anita, they all sit and have a glass of wine and the tapas.
Tapas, yes.
it's the Spanish way of doing
I
things.
know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the bars in Palma, you buy a glass of wine and they give it to you automatically. You don't pay for it. It's just a little thing. They're all really good.
It's wonderful to meet you, though.
And great to meet you too. Thank you very much.
Nice
meeting you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your holiday.
Oh, well, we've got another 10 days.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes,
All of you all the
wonderful.
time.
Yeah. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Yeah,
on you.
yeah.
Thanks very much.
And really, to be here.
And you've made my wife's day.
No, to be here 35 years.
Yeah.
God, you must really enjoy
It's home.
it.
It's home to
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
I bet, yeah.
Everybody knows you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was really nice. Sorry?
It's so glamorous. You know, there's that guy we watch on YouTube all the
I am that
time.
guy. You see me. I don't think I've ever seen so many people who see me on YouTube.
I said, I can't
Yeah.
believe we've been here a week.
We followed you all the way through the lockdown.
Well, I nearly didn't come to Palmanova today. I was going to go to Santa Ponsa, but Santa Ponsa is a bit steeper and this is a bit flatter, so that's why I'm here today.
So where's your bra then?
Sorry?
Where's your bra then?
Where's my
Where's your bra?
Anita.
Anita? She's, well, my youngest daughter's just had a baby. So she's over there looking after them and helping them. So we've now got 7 grandchildren.
Oh, congratulations, we've just got the one.
Anyway, it's good
Thank
to meet
you. Thank you very much. My goodness. Well, that's sort of what this is all about, really. It's meeting people and making people happy and people enjoying watching the videos. And lovely to meet lots of people. It really makes me feel good. And hopefully they feel good as well. And now they'll actually be appearing on the video themselves. So thank you very much. Thanks for watching. It's your support that keeps me going, keeps me making all these steps and making the videos. I'm getting more rubbish. That will get cleared up later on. They'll come and they'll clean all the pavements, empty all the bins, tidy everywhere up. They do a really good job. This is unusual though. It's unusual to be doing work at this time of the year. on the streets. Usually that's all done in the winter time, but we've had a funny winter, a funny couple of years. Got the volleyball players out over there. You know, I'm always feeling as though I need a drink. It's 3:15. Under normal circumstances I'd still be in school teaching. Now I've got this wonderful timetable. I get Friday afternoons off mostly, and so get the opportunity to come out, and it still feels like I'm skipping school, but I'm enjoying it, and I'm getting a little bit of exercise which I'm needing, I think. So it's only Friday, and I've got the whole weekend ahead of me. So Saturday night, football, so they're playing away, Real Sociedad, and we're not up yet to go into away matches, but hopefully later on in the season we will be going to some of the away matches, and I'll certainly try and make some videos when we go there, wherever it is. It's always off the island, so I have to fly. So if it's an away match at the moment, I'll go with Monroe, a friend of ours, and we'll go and watch it at the football ground, but in the Mallorca cafe, and we can have a beer while we're watching. Travel between Mallorca and the mainland is about to change as well. The restrictions are going to change, so we can at the moment we can travel quite freely, but they're going to do away with passenger locator forms and all those sorts of things. So all you do is get on the plane and go. At least that's the theory. I'll have to let you know if that's the truth when we actually come to do it. And for us who are residents here on the island, we get a discount. So for a flight for us to go to the mainland, we get a 75% discount. It used to be a 50% discount, but now we get a 75% discount. So it means travelling to the mainland by air or by sea is relatively cheap. So it's quite an easy thing for us to do. There's Nova e Tapa. So the lady we just met said that we're always going for tapas, and that's certainly one of the places we enjoy our tapas. I'm sure when Anita's back, that's where we'll be going again. Although there are lots of other places to try, and I'm sorry Jim, but that isn't one of them. I'm mentioning no names, but Jim will know who I'm talking about.
I'm 16.
Just walking past the stadium. The stadium's upstairs here. Really big place with lots of live entertainment and music. We have been there occasionally in the past. It's not usually our sort of scene, but we have been with friends. And every night from 7:30, free entrance. Good music, good times, good memories. Taboo is all whitewashed out. It's used to be one of the big restaurants here. There are the tables outside. There's the Acme supermarket. And we're all the way back now to the first beach. And the super yachts are still out there. Just can't get over how big that one is. It is huge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decks. Wow. Coming back to the beehive, you can see 1 or 2 empty chairs, so I think I might just cross the road, have a little drink. One of the new restaurants, Il Chiringo, is the same as the beach bar at the far end of Palmanova. Same owners. Not somewhere we've been yet, but it's on our to-do list where we're planning to go. For me, I'm going to Palmanova. Sit down, drink. Cheers. I've just had a nice cold shandy in the Palmanova, the beehive here in Palmanova. Nice walk, nice to meet all the different people who've been watching the YouTube channel. Again, thank you for watching, and if you haven't already subscribed, now's a really good time to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, and then I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.